Hey everybody, how you doing? Hello Galaxy. I'm Chris Perillo. I've got one light on. I know everyone's trickling in. I know I normally would stream at 6 p.m. and I've been things are off kilter. Twitch, I know I got to redo Twitch ever since I stepped back from doing it nightly. But for good reason. It's a retool, it's a reboot, and I as promised, I've been busy doing 1,001 things with very little guidance on my end. And so one of the things that I did was set up the new Discord server. The link is pinned at the top of this top of this channel. God, I don't even know if I got the mental bandwidth to be doing this. Yeah, so I miss doing the night streams, yes, but I knew that what they were, they served a purpose, right? And MakerDeck, I feel has kind of filled that gap, at least as far as Twitch is concerned. I'll still continue to stream on Twitch, but I don't really know. I don't have an answer to the Twitch question right now. And as much as I say, I should just jump on and play games like most Twitch people, I'm not sure that's as practical as well. But I'll figure it out. Right now, quote unquote, fixing Twitch is not a top concern. And it may very well, like I said, it may very well come back to, for Twitch, a specific. I hate to say it, but it may be gameplay on Twitch. And as odd as that sounds, like, Chris, gameplay Twitch? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, maybe see. I enjoy talking, obviously, but I've had this problem for the longest time, and that is YouTube, right? And this is part of what we were ideating last night on Twitch, right? And so I'm still going to be doing that. I've got pulled up the Tech Talk joined. All y'all, I see you're seeing the link, joining the Discord server there. So here's the focus, right? Haha, focus, printer, focus, get it? You don't have to figure it out all right away. Yeah, Tech Talk, honestly, that's kind of how it's been going. But if you want to know, I thought we'd cover that there. When you're a Twitch sub or a YouTube member or a patron, when I get that connected, I think you'll get different permissions, like being able to use external emoji and stickers and everything. Not that I think that interests a lot of people here on the Discord server at this stage. But I'm still fleshing it out. It's very much a work in progress. Because I'll tell you, it's been a problem for years. Not Discord. In fact, my old Discord became the MakerDeck Discord server. It rolled over. So a lot of my legacy people, I basically lost, and have to start over effectively. Some of them came along for the ride, but most of the people that had been active on the MakerDeck Discord server were specifically engaged with MakerDeck oriented activities, and it made sense because I was like, well, I wasn't doing anything personally at the time that I thought might have warranted a Discord server. But I started to realize, I've got the email newsletter. I've got to stage the next one to go out tomorrow. But I need something. I need a Discord again. And I know, oh great, I'm going to join another Discord because that's what everybody thinks. But there's a reason to join my new Discord server, and yeah, it's to stay in touch with the stuff that I'm doing for sure. But part of what we talked, if you look at the join for this Discord server, if I jump up to, and I literally just started fleshing this. I set it up last night, impromptu, and then literally started fleshing it out today. It is not, I repeat, not 100% tech, not 100% 3D printing, not 100% anything apart from being a adult, right? Collecting, you know, retro, you know, conversations that I find interesting, right? Me, right? So, one of so when fleshing out a lot of the details, this is where I going through the things last night. This is where, if you look at the you got to agree to rules and everything, but if you look at it is 100% Chris, that is true. So here is basically the context, right? If you look at the rules and guidelines, this Discord server is basically a communication channel, much like we use MakerDeck as the MakerDeck Discord server is a communication channel. This Discord server is a communication channel specifically for trying to reboot my my Locker Gnome YouTube channel, or the Chris Pirillo YouTube channel. And so I've wrestled with, and I listed out yesterday. We listed out all the problems, and I can pull up the document again, and we can take a look at it. Certainly. And by the way, my print right now is like catastrophically like failing. Like it's really it did not work. And so I know I'm going to have to go in and reprint a few of those parts. But if I go into, see if I got it working. And by the way, I've got guest mode turned on if anybody wants to join me in guest mode. Hey, Random Tinkerer, talking about my new Discord server and some YouTube channel changes. And TLDR, here's the TLDR version. I am going to experiment, because remember, my role at Intel was eliminated, okay? And MakerDeck, as much as it's going and flowing, is it doesn't solve the problem that I'm trying to solve. And my role with MakerDeck has really largely been higher level, right? I got it going. I leveraged everything I had, used Twitch to push people to MakerDeck. Like, I built it, right, from that aspect. So now I have to turn my attention to YouTube. And here, you know, I want to explain the reasons why. Where is... There we go. Edge. There we go. So if anybody wants to... Yeah, you heard Locker Gnome. So basically, the TLDR version of it is I want to experiment with doing a 24/7, like, yeah, believe it or not, like I did back in the day. And I experimented with this last week. I had the camera turned on my YouTube channel, but the problem was it was just me, and I'm like, this isn't going to work. And I'm like, well, I started thinking, well, what if it worked a lot like MakerDeck? But instead, I'm not going to surround myself with 3D printers. MakerDeck has done it's doing its thing, and I want to continue to push people there, especially if they love 3D printing, and that's all they love, right? Because MakerDeck, let's face it, is basically 99.9999% 3D printing, and the people who are typically interested in that are the makers, right? The people who love 3D printing for the sake of 3D printing, or maybe it's a part of their business, or whatever it happens to be. It's that space for that. That leaves this gaping hole with me. And you know, it also leaves this gaping hole on YouTube, right? Because for the longest time, my YouTube channel is just, it's dead. And not because I want it to be dead, but because I really don't do well with algorithms. Thank you, the Silver Sunbeam.
_ Silver Sunbeam Cheerdex 100.
Thank you. Hopefully you're following the bouncy ball. The Discord, new Discord link is pinned, and if you look at you've probably read ahead to see kind of what's going on, what's what. But basically, here's the mission statement is to reestablish a 24/7 Chris Pirillo live stream on my original YouTube channel using StreamYard, inviting participants to join muted. This is astounding familiar, but with their own kidult activities like playing video games. Maybe you're building something with technology, right? Like you're building like a Raspberry Pi, Retro Pi, something like with vintage retro tech, right? Or you're fiddling with toys. Stuff that wouldn't fit anywhere else, but is very closely tied to the Chris Pirillo demographic. The older demographic, as well as the demographic that I more associate with, right? So I'm trying to bridge the gap. And the reason why you know it is YouTube is because it's when marketers. This is the bigger problem, and I'll scroll down the doc. And by the way, like I said, I've got, if anybody wants to join, any subscriber wants to join, I've got the request line open and you can join. It's not, I wouldn't call it Perillo deck. If anything, I would just, I would call it like a Cadult deck. I wouldn't call it that. I would love to call it Retro deck, but it's Chris Perillo. Here's why. Because people know me and they go to that channel and they see it's dead. And they don't see any activity, and they don't see what they want to see, and they don't see anything lively and active and fun and participatory. But if a 24/7 channel exists, I can't rename it from Chris Perillo, Cadult Boogaloo. Here, let me while I'm talking, let me open welcome Matt so there's some activity so we see who's joining the Discord server. So if you play video games, like retro video games, I would love to see, and we'll get into this here because I fleshed it out further. Or even Error Mango's Not Found was playing VR. I'm like, fine. The more diversity we have, the better off we're going to be. Because I have a feeling a lot of it's going to be dominated by video games, which I'm fine with. I'm fine. Because you'd say, well, Chris, you don't really play games. Okay, fine. I'm a great curator. Because honestly, what all y'all do on MakerDeck, I can't do, and I don't want to do. You got Vorons and resin and 34,000 printers that you want to play with. I don't want to do that. I'm just I want to print a Star Wars figure and I'm good, right? I'm very simplistic. I have a different way of viewing it, but that does not mean that the power of curation is any less. So I'm taking that power of curation, the passion and interest in curation, and the leverage of curation to basically apply the salve to the legacy Chris Perillo channel. So, you know, and again, in the ideation process, hey, Spitting Moon, thank you so much for your support.
Spitting Moon just resubscribed for 4 months.
So, I'm basically going to curate. The Chris Perillo YouTube channel is going to be curating Cadult activities. And I very much put video games in that space, but there may be people like, Disc 1 of 5 says, I would love to do a retro tech show. I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, I love retro. My old YouTube audience loves tech, and it fits. But it doesn't fit, it wouldn't fit necessarily with what it feels like MakerDeck has become, which is beautiful, because the most wonderful thing that can happen in any kind of experiment is you find out who your audience is. And we've discovered with MakerDeck that the prime audience, the core audience, are people who love 3D printing. I'm like, well, double down. That's the focus. The problem I've had with YouTube is I don't have a freaking focus. And Britt and I, we were commiserating about this the other day with Zach. Like, the algorithm hates us. The algorithm absolutely hates us. Britt feels me. Britt knows this pain. So on a Chris Perillo YouTube channel, which, by the way, used to be the Locker Gnome YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/LockerGnome. That's the channel. So, and I've known this issue. Liz has known this issue, certainly, because we had to deal with it when we were doing Vlogger Fair. They would say, well, Vlogger Fair is kind of new. What's the deal? But this Chris Perillo, he's got a lot of followers. We're interested in that. So we leveraged Chris Perillo's reach to benefit Vlogger Fair at the time. And in many ways, we're leveraging Chris Perillo's reach, if I can talk about myself in the third person, as a product to benefit MakerDeck, as that's what happened. Everything I had got thrown into MakerDeck, from the renaming of the Locker Gnome Twitter handle to the basically elimination or redirection, or I guess rebranding of the Chris Perillo Discord server to MakerDeck, to talking about it, tweeting about it, twitching about it incessantly, to the point where, like, why watch Chris Perillo when you're already fine with MakerDeck? And, you know, talking to the same audience over and over again doesn't help growth. So, all of these problems, leads to an amalgamation of, like, okay, what's the solution, right? These are all the problems that I've listed, right, in the Google Doc. Problems that, unfortunately, MakerDeck does not solve. But, you know, my role with MakerDeck has always been at a substantially higher level, because it's part of my experience as a community builder, as someone who does curate, as someone who knows how to at least pitch and position something so that there is a value laid, and then being able to pass it off to very capable people, very I'm going to say amazing individuals like Liz, because quite honestly, MakerDeck would not run without people like Liz, and it would not operate without any of the people who are very, very gracious with their time, all of the moderators, all the directors, all the producers, helping make that happen. Because if that was me having to do that, I'm telling you, I would screw up MakerDeck. But if I'm able to do with MakerDeck what it is that I've been doing, it will succeed. I believe it will succeed because I step out of the way once I know something is in capable hands, and that's how I've been feeling. So that leaves the problem with the Chris Perillo. Oh, thank you, Spitting Moon. I'm sorry I'm missing chat. I should do a better job reading this. Just effing do it. We had this conversation. Is Chris Perillo stupid? So I'm doing it, Spitting Moon. You see the Discord. It's there for you to join. I'm experimenting. Okay, again, my role at Intel was eliminated. It was eliminated. I've had a problem of what to do with this 330,000 subscriber channel. I haven't been able to do anything with it. I've tried this, I've tried that. I'm like, I know there's an algorithm, right? And I'm like, I can't, how do I crack that algorithm? How do I crack it? Like, I can't, I can try to do videos best I can, but unless I've got a full, unless I do it well, all that existing on is burnt. So how do I play to that? So in uploading shorts to YouTube, and again, I've been talking about this on Twitch for the past this entire thing. We fleshed out this document last night. I'm still ideating. I'm not sold on one thing or another. I'm trying to make things make sense for me and for everybody. Because this, if done well, because I even noticed what I was doing brought a few more people into MakerDeck. Because you might remember, one of the best ways to boost a Twitch's channel's presence is to promote off network. But if you're always talking to the same people, you never have a chance to grow. You're always just talking to the same people. And you can't do that. You can't grow. You can feed those people the meat and potatoes. That's fine. That's what it is. It's the foundation. But you still need to pour something new in. So that, what I'm talking about, very much plays into that. Very much. But also solves the problem of, and we've been transparent about this. Liz and I have talked about this. Or at least I think I have, and when Liz was here, we've had conversations with StreamYard and working with them. And very, honestly, very happy about that. And when we had that call, one of the things that they brought up was specifically the Chris Perillo YouTube channel. And of course, here's the problem. It's such an embarrassment. I'm going to be honest. My YouTube channel has been such an embarrassment. It has been an absolute embarrassment to me. Because I know what it was. I know its potential. And I know all these problems that I have with it. But that doesn't stop a marketer from looking from the outside going, yeah, this cute thing over here, okay, that's great. You've got 9,000 followers on Twitch. That's great. Good for you. Good for you. But over here, like, and I'm saying if they're looking at me and my social graph, right? But over here, wow, you got 330,000 subscribers. You must be something. But if I don't do something with that YouTube channel, I am wasting opportunities. But I can't produce videos like a traditional YouTuber. I've had a difficult time with focusing an audience because I've thrown so much crap into that channel. People say, why don't you go back to talking about tech? Well, the problem is I've got thousands of vlogs there. And some of my most trafficked videos, two, at least of my most trafficked, if not more, have to do with Lego. So if anything, I should pivot it to a Lego channel. So people know me for tech. People searched and found Lego stuff in there. And I love talking about Star Wars. All this, like Britt and I were commiserating. And Britt, by the way, let me just say, I absolutely love, if not, can I just say, adore your handle change. I don't know if y'all caught Creatrix Britt's handle change, but I love it. I just love Creatrix. It sounds so good. I don't know why. I love the X sound. Maybe it's reminiscent of something else right now, but I absolutely love the rebrand. Love the rebrand. So anyway, all this has been, I've been ideating this out loud. It's my process. I understand why. I understand why she would do it. And you know what, Britt? Own it. More power to you, dude. More power. I knock yourself out. As someone who is ostensibly Chris Pirillo, I get it. I get it. So, in ideating and thinking about these problems, remember, we wrote this, I mean, I wrote it last night on Twitch with everybody here who was here last night, writing problems, and then thinking about how could, here's some solutions. Producing more shorts. YouTube loves shorts. They're going to double down on shorts. I don't mind doing shorts. I really don't. I don't know what shorts are ultimately going to drive traffic. I mean, I've been having fun doing the dad jokes, but I also have posted interesting other asides and some toy stuff. I don't know. When I figure out what formula works for shorts, I'm going to stick to that because I have no choice. My want is just to be me. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So I'm coming back to that, right? I feel like keeping it kidult oriented, as in keep it like, hi, I'm Chris. I love Star Wars toys. I do stuff. I've 3D printing, tech, retro. Keeping it in that umbrella for the short stuff could very well be a formula that works to bring people in. Another possible solution, as you saw, as we outlined, for the benefit of those who weren't here last night. Thank you, Spitting Moon. I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate you listening and paying attention, because this is important, because it's been such an embarrassment, and because I know it's important as other people perceive it, because they see that number and they say, whoa, but I see that number. I'm like, oh God, if I do something there, it's going to fall flat on his face. It will. And I've tried this, that, and the, Chris, why don't you talk about the iPhone? I did an iPhone video, falls flat on its face. Chris, why don't you do this video? Falls flat on its face. Oh, Chris, why don't you do that? Falls flat on its face. So I'm like, I don't want to do something that I know is going to fall flat on its face. So that leads me to another possible, again, experiment, right? Much like the Maker Deck project. And by the way, I think Maker Deck has graduated beyond project. I think we have established that it has got legs. And I think that happened even before we got partner, but certainly when we solidified partner within 6 months. And that was thanks to everybody, who participated, who helped, who did everything stem to stern. It wasn't just, the idea, it was the implementation. So hats off. But I'm very much taking the lessons learned and figuring out, well, there are going to be growing pains, but what's the alternative? The alternative is this sits there as a value. What I'm saying is marketers see that as a value, okay? So I have to be able to reinvigorate that value to be able to go back to a marketer, a brand, a sponsor, and say, hey, this is what we're doing. You in? You want to support this? This is great. Because that, Locker Room back in the day funded so many projects, right? That's how it worked, right? I was able to pay for, this person and that person, this person, and I made things work. That's how it worked. So it's very much the possibility that it's low-hanging fruit for revenue potential to be able to build a team. That is a goal. But it's also potential to get me back on the path of independent creation again. But I can't do it like a typical YouTube a channel. So again, why YouTube, not Twitch? Because the sponsors aren't looking at Twitch. They see YouTube and they're like, that's legit. So if we do a 24/7 stream, not Maker Deck, not Pirillo Deck, but I guess people will probably call it that, where one of the squares, like the experiment, one of the squares is me sitting there, right? And other people that I'm going to be balancing. I'm going to try to be, because I haven't volunteered anybody. I will not volunteer anybody. This is something that I need to do. And we'll certainly be looking for help, don't get me wrong. But this is something that I just feel like can work. Imagine me and you, but 8 people playing video games. Let's say Pac-Man and Error Mango's Not Found playing VR, and someone playing maybe Fortnite or Minecraft, or I would love to see retro stuff, but where we can go with that is this. Like, let's say, all right, tonight at 7 p.m., everyone load Pac-Man. And then suddenly there's a screen of 9 and me right there and people playing Pac-Man. Not competitively, but just Pac-Man at the same time. Or, okay, tonight is Tetris night. Or tonight is everybody load a Star Wars game. Or everybody load a Lego game. Or everybody load a whatever. So there's an opportunity to keep me there, Chris Pirillo, as a curator, because people do, who's Chris, there's Chris Pirillo, but I can't play video games. I don't want to necessarily play video games all the time, but you do. Just like I don't want to do 3D printing and talk 3D printing all the time, but you do. And what I'm skilled at is curation. What I'm skilled at is building. So I'm trying to play to my strengths and effectively benefit everybody else. And much like Liz's pioneering, I'm going to say pioneering, mom program, I think the same thing could be held true for the participants. Yes! Oh, God, thank you. I love Dig Dug. Oh, I love Dig Dug. So count on that. Yes, Dig Dug. Oh, God. I don't know if I can do Millipede for my desktop easily because I kind of need the rolly ball. But I can see it. Just like I could see MakerDeck working before we were experimenting with it. I see it in my eye. I can see it in my mind's eye. And I can see the same thing playing out on the Chris Pirillo channel. The difference is MakerDeck is devoid of ego. Chris Pirillo, it's me, right? I'm trying to move it past a cult of personality to connect community with one another. I always wanted to do that with Locker Gnome, right? But the problem was that Chris Pirillo overtook, the personal brand Chris Pirillo overtook what Locker Gnome was. Locker Gnome did not stay fresh, did not stay relevant. So I believe this could continue, indefinitely as Chris Pirillo because that's the association, but could turn into, maybe it wouldn't be renamed Locker Gnome, but much like Linus Media, Linus Tech Tips has evolved to Linus Media Group, same thing could happen. And then my ego has a chance to be there, but not be the only person there. And that gives me a chance to achieve those goals in a way that I might not have been able to do before. So what I want to do, just to repeat, and you can look at the Discord. I try to explain it through at a high level and I'm still fleshing this out. I've been taking the time. Like there are general guidelines in the rules and guidelines. Keep it friendly, etc., etc. But at the top it explains, hey, this is a new collaborative effort and it's an experiment. This is for the 24/7 Adult Community Clubhouse live stream here at the YouTube link. I'll share my updates in my socials. And then I list on that rules page, this is the idea, the general experiment, right? This is so what Chris, what is it? What is this experiment? What is to be expected? Bam, okay? This is what we want. I want to do. Establish a 24/7 Kadult, a variety stream. And a Kadult is like someone who's, an adult, responsible, but they enjoy things that normally had been seen as, oh, that's childish. You like playing with toys? You like dressing up? You like, geeking out? That's for kids. No, we are responsible, but we have to adult so much that we look for an escape. Just like people who love sports have their escape, Kadults have their escape as well. You can be a sports fan, but I'm not a sports fan. I'm a Kadult. Not that I want the term co-opted. So the idea, again, is that Chris Pirillo, and it may be a camera pointed at me, and I'm on mute because I'm working, I'm busy, I may be talking, but you won't be able to hear me, or it may be the camera pointed at maybe what I'm printing with MakerDeck in the background. It could be a combination of all those things, okay? But me present somewhere in this grid. And then the other people are people playing games. Or maybe they're Disc 105 was putting together a Raspberry Pi or something. He was doing something soldering, or maybe those are things, by the way, that would also be very suitable for MakerDeck on Twitch. No doubt about that. But I come back to, I'm still open to that on MakerDeck, but I'm not sure if that's what people have typically seen MakerDeck as. They see it as 3D printing. So, which is great. We've got a focus for MakerDeck. That's awesome. You want that. That's the thing you want, and then you double down on it. It's great. No doubt about that. We need to own that. But that still leaves Chris Pirillo kind of up in the air. So I'm thinking the easiest way for low-hanging fruit content is video games. People play video games all the time. Great, easy. Just stream into it. Use OBS, virtual camera, stream into it. You can't screen share. That will not work. And I know that's going to be a big problem until we talk to StreamYard again, because you can only have one screen shared at a time, and it doesn't work with the grid idea. So it'll be me and other people, with hopefully without faces and not necessarily talking, likely playing video games or other adult-related activities like retro, vintage, nostalgia stuff, toys, collecting, card, maybe deck building, things related to pop culture, movie, TV releases, video games, table games, arcade, pinball, building stuff with tech or hardware, software development, things that you could put that in the maker camp, but with the tech base there, and specifically like retro, that's what I want to lean into personally. So my hypothesis, or my inkling is to lean into retro, but I don't want to start this as a retro only, because by doing that, I cut off other opportunities. Now we may have a focus one night on a retro game or retro talk or retro tech. And again, by doing that, we cultivate the audience, right? We cultivate it. We bring those people in. Just like if we, and it could happen again on MakerDeck, if we had a Lego night there, right? It can happen. They're not mutually exclusive, people. Because if anything, people who go to Twitch don't necessarily go to YouTube, and vice versa. That's another reason why I don't want to do it on Twitch, because I want to separate the experiences and separate the audiences and separate the expectations as much as possible. But then with it, I want to be able to record video and segments and clip them out and upload them as fresh video. So like I was talking with Blue Harvest Toys the other day, and he's into toy history, and I'm like, well, if I can come up with 5 things that would be search indexable, and I can get him to answer a question within 5 minutes, I can clip a segment with him and upload it as a fresh video and tag it and title it and everything. So I get content for the channel based upon the live 24/7 feed. That is the same type of content as the content that someone just watched. I could do the same thing with John, like ask him about vintage collecting, or what it's like, what is it like working for Lego, or how do you I could ask him questions about Lego or collecting or whatever, and clip those videos out. Or let's say a competitive Pac-Man night. We can take a highlight and like, all right, oh my God, come on, and it becomes a little highlight reel. And like, hey everybody, we're having fun playing Pac-Man tonight. Or whatever the topic happens to be. I wanted to talk about, I remember my memories of Pac-Man and blah, 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 blah. And then it becomes a video that people search for and people find, and then they see, oh, Chris Perillo is live. And then it's 24/7. And then they can jump in and start playing along with everybody else. So I feel that my retro roots, my inclinations, give me that flexibility where I can cover tech, and I can cover retro, and I can cover, some of the Star Wars and toy collecting and geeking out and adulting without having to fight the algorithm, without having to do that. Because a 24/7 feed doesn't really have an algorithm. It's live. And right now, in fact, Ian Douglas last night brought this up. He said, why not do this on Twitch? I'm like, well, I'll tell you why. Twitch, top of the game as far as video games go, but YouTube's a competitor. YouTube's trying to get attention with video games. So I'm like, all right, let me get it going. Let me see how it goes. Let me get some stuff together. And then I ping my friend. I'm not going to say friend, connection, colleague, I think is fair. He now works for YouTube, Renee Ritchie. He's the YouTube liaison. Huge Apple fan. I mean, like, I would go as far as to say Apple apologist. I don't know if he'd call himself that, but he's an Apple apologist. I don't mean that pejoratively. It's just true. Because I've definitely been critical of Apple. Not that I want that channel to be dominated by one type of conversation. I'm sure we'll be getting into that over time, especially with new phone releases and what have you. But, come for a phone release, stay for the playing of video games, because it all kind of feeds into each other, right? Oh, you want to build a PC? Great. You can build it on stream without, you build a stream, whatever. It's like these are the geeks that have been left over on YouTube. Oh, hey, look, moving around, I met my daily goal. When all this kind of comes together, there I feel is an opportunity to build and grow and effectively refresh, to redirect expectations, and to do something so that I don't have to be embarrassed about it. I'm like, hey, this is the effort I'm doing. And I'm going to try to connect with as many people as I possibly can and reach out to as many different people as I possibly can and pull them in and make something work, because I need it to work. I mean, yes, because I would like an additional revenue source, because if you gave me a choice between that fear and that feeling of losing my job again, it's a stress. I mean, it's not lost. I'm just in what they call redeployment, but there are not a lot of roles available, and the job market's looking really tough. So I got to think, well, what can I do? What can I do to increase stability across the board? I'm like, okay, let's do this. People did jump in when the stream was live, but there wasn't a lot of activity. So that's why I need the activity. So I have not yet started that stream. These are pieces coming together, because I'm gathering feedback. I'm fleshing out, like I did last night. I'm like, these are the things that probably need to happen. I would probably need to figure out how to find someone to help with. I'm not asking anybody in particular, near term to maybe redo some graphics for the channel. Trying to find a trusted person to help operate. Not Liz. Liz is tapped, and she's 100% MakerDeck, and that's why MakerDeck works, and that's why it needs to work. And for MakerDeck to work, and I think for us to get the deals that we're getting, I have to be able to build up the Chris Perillo side to complement it. And I think that was very much abundantly clear with our conversation with StreamYard. Not because that's what we wanted. But as I said, and I actually listed, you give me in this document, I can make it, I don't know if it's public, but you need the link. I thought, labels and keywords, and then we got into a SWOT analysis. Strengths. These are the strengths. These are the weaknesses. You got to look at this stuff. When you're setting up something new, you've got to analyze it, but not get caught up in the analyzation. These are, weaknesses, right? A legacy personal brand too tightly associated with the tech vertical. That's a weakness. But how do I turn that weakness into a strength? Gaming. Okay? Because gaming and tech, usually hand in hand. Usually hand in hand. So I have a chance to bridge that gap. Would require a regular amount of participants. Theoretically, there may be enough of you who game on a regular basis, or could be found and surfaced through just starting something on YouTube. So I'm not as concerned about that, but it is a potential weakness, right? Similar growing pains to MakerDeck. That is a potential weakness. There are different upsides to it. But every new effort has growing pains. Every new effort. Twitch is better known for video games, gamers, gaming. I think we can get past that as a weakness. I think we can get past the weakness of me not being known as a gamer, because again, I've been surrounded with all these people who do things like Mango, right? And he said, hey, can I jump in and play VR? I'm like, go for it. And then he was playing VR like a few minutes later. But I do believe we have plenty of opportunities in this. Plenty of opportunities. And not the least of which, much like like I said, Liz's, what's the best word to use? Forward-thinking mom program, right? The opportunities for makers. I know redeem codes are inconsequential to get. Inconsequential. So if I know that we've got and I haven't set up the registration form or anything like that, but if I know we've got the Discord, you'll be plugged into any kind of changes. That's why I said, you need to follow the Discord if you haven't already. And if you're interested in that and what I'm trying to do with YouTube. Because it's pretty much going to be that kind of server. So much like MakerDeck exists and the Discord server is alive because of MakerDeck's Twitch, I believe the Chris Perillo's universe CPU Discord server is going to be alive because of everything that's happening with the Chris Perillo universe on YouTube. So my feeling is it'll be potentially cyclical and not just stagnate. There are threats, potential threats. It could become overwhelming. That would keep it, if I was like, I can't do this anymore, I'd have to figure out a way to and I feel I can handle it, but when I have to worry less about me driving everything, it's a lot easier to manage. Just like Linus cannot do everything, he has other people to do things for him. Same thing. Then Linus has a chance to shine and do what he does well. And trust me, Linus is a way better business person than I'll ever be. And then I fleshed out. Is it gonna scroll? Oh, I can't. It's not. I can't scroll far enough. I started fleshing out. Oh man, I need to get water. Versus MakerDeck, because inevitably there's going to be comparisons for those who know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you could make a comparison. Like, it works a lot like it, but there's a chance of it being complementary, to the point where I know at least 2 new people who joined MakerDeck, who followed certainly, and who joined the Discord server based upon these conversations external to MakerDeck. People who had no idea, right? One of them was from a raid last night, and then another one was from one of a guy that I joined with the Lego brick building, and the thing that I did this morning with Salacious Rum. He's a collector, Lego builder, another adult in the UK, and he got into 3D printing, and he was asking questions and all that. I'm like, well, I'm not the best person to ask, but ... if you go over to MakerDeck. So I see this as an opportunity for MakerDeck as much as anything else, because the flow, much like the beginning of MakerDeck was a flow for my attention, the same flow could happen. The exact same kind of flow could happen. So we could basically grow both simultaneously without necessarily taking one thing away from the other. Again, one of the reasons I don't want to do this on Twitch. That is a big reason, a huge reason I don't want to do that on Twitch. With all the aforementioned, issues listed. So I listed out, here's some realities. These are the things that happened. This is a potential key difference. And I think the bottom line, and I don't know if you can see the text there, but the bottom line for me is that MakerDeck is, number one, it's still kind of getting off the ground. So it has not reached critical mass in terms of structure and infrastructure and the ability to support a team that could really make it effective. So I don't want to burden MakerDeck any more than I might need to, but I also have to keep in mind that plans for MakerDeck are very much in the future. Still want to do the event, so I've got to be able to build up the coffers, and I've got to be able to have something there to make it continue to be where it needs to go, and to help be able to continue to guide it and drive attention to it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I mentioned, I don't know if you can see it, I said MakerDeck doesn't solve any of the aforementioned issues listed under problems for Chris. It doesn't fix my YouTube problem. It doesn't fix a marketer going, hey, you got 300,000 subscribers on YouTube. Hey, Director Grapes. So anyway, I'm rebooting the YouTube channel to be 24/7, joined by people who either are playing video games or doing other adult related activities. Director Grapes, good to see you. Awesome to see you. And in inviting that to happen ad hoc. Some people have other channels, other people don't. Just like MakerDeck, right? I feel the most active activity is going to primarily be people playing video games, because it's kind of low-hanging fruit. It's easy to load a video game. They're already doing it anyway. Streaming into the YouTube feed should be relatively inconsequential. So yeah, that's what I envision. And it's going to be it's going to be interesting, this test. And I hope that this is solution is the wrong word. I hope this is something that can beat my expectations, which quite honestly are rather conservative right now for YouTube and live. And it's going to be it's probably going to be a slower growth, I'll be honest, than it'll be a slower growth than MakerDeck. Slower. Despite having more subscribers, it'll be slower. But that's where it comes into having experimentation and bringing outside people in and planning this, that, and the other thing to happen. And that's, things that I'd be doing anyway on my own Twitch channel that I tried. You might remember back in when I started streaming on Twitch daily, well, those who are around, what I was trying to do was, oh, you'll join? Thank you, Ozrak. Feel free to join the Discord server because that's where a lot of the announcements are going to be fed into. I'm done. I'm done. I can unload the Google Doc there. I'm done printing. Boy, it turned out to be a mess. But actually, it was kind of entertaining on MakerDeck. I screwed up one of these pieces. Oh man, I was hoping I wouldn't have to reprint some of this stuff, but yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to. I tried to do some Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff, and yeah. Oh well, lesson learned. That did not work. I got some parts out of it. Not a lot. I'm gonna have to use a brim next time. Boy, I failed catastrophically. So the Discord link, Ozrak, is in the top. It's pinned to the top, or it should be pinned, depending on which app you're using, to the top of the chat message. If not, it is on my clipboard, I think. Yep. Yeah, there you go. So I am further separating for good reason. I'm further separating Chris Pirillo from MakerDeck. For good reason. Remember, MakerDeck is devoid of ego. Like it's made to be egoless, right? Chris Pirillo, unfortunately, for better or for worse, I have people who still want to connect with me personally and stop by and say, "Oh my God, I forgot about you for 8 years." You know how bad, I gotta tell you, how bad that makes me feel? I know people mean it well, but like when people say, "Oh my God, I haven't thought about you in a decade. Oh my God, I haven't watched you in, 8 years since your daughter was born. Oh my God." And like, I get what people are saying, but it's a kick in the nuts. I'll be honest. It's a kick in the nuts. I'm like, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? What happened? I grew older, right? Things changed. I tried something different. Whatever it was. Yeah, my dad used to watch you when he was a kid. Yeah, that's hilarious. Someone did that. Someone said, Silver Sunbeam. Was it you who posted? You who tweeted earlier? Yeah, Silver Sunbeam on Twitter tweets this scan of a printed Locker Gnome email newsletter from 1998. An email newsletter I sent in 1998. That's how long Silver Sunbeam's known me. He printed it out. So I've been at this for a long freaking time. Back in 98, I had 96,000 subscribers. In 98. This is before blogging. This is before RSS. This is before podcasting. This is before anything. So I have built this kind of thing over and over and over and over and over again. I thought it was hilarious, dude. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah, the Engine Nerd, at least people know me, and that's what I want to build upon with this new effort. Thank you, Director Grapes. And I really do hope that if you all play games, or you have any kind of adult activities that you do, I even said, it'd be neat, because Disc 105 was saying, I want to talk about I would love to talk about, he's doing a project where he's building an LED board or something like some electronic or something, which again, I think could fit, that context would also fit on MakerDeck. But like, retro. I'm like, he's into retro tech. I'm like, so am I. I'll wax retro. You don't need to give me an excuse. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting too? I don't know if this is so much a MakerDeck thing, but like, I'm sure there are developers in the audience. I'm like, okay, well, develop some code in a little window. Stream your building of code and developing code in the window. People do that on Twitch all the time. I know people have modeled on MakerDeck, and that's certainly something that also, there's crossover. There's definitely crossover, but not focused specifically on makers. So you'd see that mixed potentially with something else. Thank you. I have too many hobbies too, Director Grapes, and that's the problem I'm trying to solve. That's the exact problem I'm trying to solve. So let's say, for argument's sake, you try something on Twitch and people hate it. You try something new, different, something that you're interested in, but people hate it. But it would fit on my feed on YouTube, you'd be able to jump right in. Well, as long as there was room and space and all that stuff. Geeky, nerdy, Kadulty. I like this morning. I got up at 7 in the morning because that's when Salacious Rums. He has a studs. What is it called? The Lego studs. Where he has like a whole bunch of people round robin come in and build Lego sets together. And I said, oh, I'd love to join because I had the Lego minifigure series. So I built, alongside with him. And so it was he was doing that. Like, it was very Maker Deck-ish, although it was just for like an hour or two. And he did a great job emceeing it, did a great job putting it together. And so I know that, I'll be doing Lego because I've had, plenty of Lego things in that YouTube channel. And then if Zach, because he's talked about possibly wanting to do Lego on Maker Deck, I'd do Lego on Maker Deck too, because it's still very much a maker activity, if only because Twitch doesn't know how to categorize Lego brick builders, right? It doesn't know where to put them. So I'm going to, I will lean into Lego because I'm an adult fan of Lego, and we'll geek out about that. And having John on and active from the Super Awesome Geek Show working at Lego is pretty fantastic. So I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. Your favorite passage? I wrote this apparently in 98. In a couple of days, I'll be flying to Denver to film a spot in the home computing television show. Of course, this will be my first worldwide television appearance. Any other takers? What's next? Coming soon to the theater in a year. The Locker Room. I don't remember writing that, but I remember that. I remember doing it. I remember flying. I remember being there. I remember landing in the middle of a snowstorm. You want to talk about harrowing? And then having to drive in the middle of a snowstorm. I mean, it was just in Denver in it was so hilly, and I'll never forget it. It was so freaking harrowing. Probably one of the most stressful drives of my entire life. Oh my God. If only I had been vlogging at the time, because it was just freaking out. Harrowing, not heroin. So, anyway, I spent some fair amount of time today fleshing out the doc, working on the SWOT analysis, reasoning through, because I know people are going to ask. I'm like, well, let me answer this question before it's asked. And that's kind of like what I went through with the Discord. And the way, if you look at the Discord server, obviously there's a cantina, derp. That's a given. But I haven't set up role reactions yet. I've got a general help section, because I'm sure people are going to jump in and ask for help. I haven't even set up an FAQ yet. Like, how do I get started? I haven't done that, because there's going to be a certain procedure. Like, you're going to have to use OBS. In order to stream a video game screen using StreamYard, you cannot screen share. And I know this is going to be one of the bigger problems until I can address it with StreamYard. And I know another problem we're going to run into that I need to talk to StreamYard. I think, I know they'll do it. I basically need to set up a separate account because we've been using the same StreamYard account, and there are certain things that I need to do that I don't want to do with I know we don't want to do with MakerDeck. So I basically need to have a separate account. So I know they'll set one up separately for me. I'm not worried about that, because I'll need potentially different producers, different directors. I'll need, I don't know if necessarily different music, but different settings. Like, I believe for that to work, we're going to need to have people registered as StreamYard users. Like, MakerDeck is just like, here's the link, sign up and go. But for this, on the Chris Perillo YouTube channel, I've been trolled so much in the past. Even in sharing the StreamYard link, people were joining, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not putting you on screen, dude. There's no way in hell. No way in hell. I need to limit who is accessing at any given time. So I need to set that up. And in order to do that without impeding, MakerDeck or setting up that hurdle for MakerDeck, I will need to set up a separate account, which I don't think is going to be an issue at all. And I don't think it's going to be an issue in the near term, but in the distant term, it'll be an absolute. Moderation, absolutely. Well, here's the thing. For moderation, two things. Two things. Much like I have follower-only mode set up on Twitch, same thing on YouTube. It's going to be, you have to be following for 5 minutes. If it gets to the point where it's a problem, like an over, like this long, horrible problem, and we don't have enough moderators, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not asking anybody. I'm not like it may just happen organically, right? That's how how things tend to happen. And then I'm like, hey, would you like to help? Can you help with this? So I could perceivably see a time where chat, and I don't want that to happen, is locked down to you, depending on the amount of trolling, and that's my biggest fear, is locking it down not just for followers, but specifically to YouTube members. Much like you could lock down a channel to just sub, or channel chat to just subs on Twitch, and I've never had to do that on Twitch. So I don't perceive having to do that on YouTube, but the membership will certainly help. But it's kind of a last ditch kind of possibility. Thank you, Monsoon Josh. I appreciate that. You can do overlays over Windows captures and OBS and treat them as virtual cameras in StreamYard. Exactly. So I need to convince, if CNoop's still here, I need to convince him to do a 1 minute screencast and record how to do it, because he knows how to do it, right? Really simple. It's got to be like a 30-second, 1 minute screencast. It can't be 10 minutes. It can't be 5 minutes, because people will not watch. But barring that, it's going to have to be like a step 1, don't do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this. That's how it works most effectively. Do not screen share, or you may be kicked, or you will be reminded to read the directions. RTFM. So I set up, much like we did with MakerDeck, I set them up as forums, classifieds, if people learn about various giveaways that might be interesting, sales and deals. I was asked, who was it? He asked, hey, could you make a memes category? So I did that. I set them all up as forums, because I think forums are easier to manage and organize conversations. But then he already posted a post in the, I have a Lego builds channel. I set one up, and he has, all the pieces of the UCS Millennium Falcon. So see how this, as a forum, it's organized better. So it's threaded automatically. So it's not chaos. It's not pandemonium, right? So I feel like that is a better way of organizing that. Then there's battle stations, so you can post your setup, kind of like how we have, on MakerDeck. But I started doing that with the Intel Discord server. Collaboration, when you want to work with somebody else. I think right now I've got a self-promotion channel that's there for people who are subs or YouTube members. I'm not going to let everybody self-promote. Because I don't want it to be kind of a pump and dump. That's annoying. And if you're going to use it for self-promotion, great. But I don't just want to be that for somebody. I'm trying to minimize the pumping and dumping. And so I will be, that as the posting of self-promotion has already been locked down to just the people who have identified as YouTube members and or Twitch subs, or I'll add Patreon. I'll connect Patreon, because I have to rewrite Patreon next. I also have started the Join the Stream channel, which is basically, it's not really ever going to be updated. But it's basically kind of like guidelines and rules, like, this is what it is, this is what you can do, these are some, temper your expectations, oh, can I use this to talk to Chris? No. That's not, don't, I can't, why isn't Chris paying attention to me? Because Chris is busy. But hey, there are other people here. This is Chris's, effort to connect community with one another through Chris as a conduit, much like that's what I tried to do with Locker Gnome. So that's the spin on that. I do have a suggestion box, although I'm not sure that was necessary. Earlier, Mystery Goat used a suggestion box in Cantina, which is fine. Discord sometimes can be difficult to navigate, especially a new server where you're not used to where things are. But I'm doing my best to try to set it up to be able to funnel people in. I have not, apart from on Twitch, last night and tonight, I have not talked about or really written about the Discord server. The next step is going to be, I'm going to tweet about it. Once I have, I feel I need a couple more pieces in place before I do that, because here's the way it's going to happen. It's going to, I feel it's going to evolve like, I don't want to do a ready, fire, aim. I want to try to steady this, have these pieces in place, have it, and I really want to know if I have enough people, before I do anything, do I have enough people to quote unquote launch on a certain day. As much as I would love to start doing it now, I'm cautious about not having certain things in place before doing that, if that makes sense. So this is a very fresh thing. I will be posting my next step. I'm leaking it out slowly, so I'm going to post something on Twitter. There will be a tweet, people won't see it necessarily, but unless I do it the right way, is that if I do the Discord response as a reply, the link as a reply, it'll work. Then the next step will be posting it to YouTube, and then as an update, a status update, whatever. As a not a status update, but a status update. The community posts. Once I've formulated and fleshed and gotten feedback, I'm jumping in. I'm doing this. Like it's a matter of time. How it works is not necessarily up to me. It's up to the people I connect with, and up to the hey, here's what I'm doing. Does anybody else want to join? And when I experimented with that last week, there wasn't enough structure to it. I'm like, okay, I can't just do this like this. This is an experiment. It could work. I can handle this, but I need to set up a Discord again, right? And I do need to talk to the current MakerDeck folk. By the way, I talked about it on Twitch, so anybody who's tuning in is tuned in, but I have not back channeled anything beyond what I said. Hey, I'm experimenting something on YouTube. MakerDeck folks are I'm not gonna say in the dark. Everybody is privy to the same information, but I haven't I'm not running anything past anybody. I will certainly, because I've got a brain trust. Yeah, we're not gonna open them right now though, honey. That'll be something we can do on YouTube. I've got the new some new Wacky Packages Series 3. I know you do, honey, but we'll do that on the new YouTube channel when that's set up. We can wait. So anyway, Asher, hey Ashernack. The new Discord will explain it all, Ashernack. MakerDeck folks are very much keeping MakerDeck. Exactly. See, that's the thing. And that I have been very intentional. I do not want to burden anybody else. I'm a big believer in that. And I've been and I hope Liz appreciates this. And I think she does. She's been busy with the move. And I'm going to take care of as much as I can take care of and try to do this. And here are all the things why. And this is so that it's not the last thing I'm going to do is ask Liz for anything in relation to this, because she's already knee deep in what she needs to be knee deep into, whether it's personal or what's going on with MakerDeck or whatever. So, and the last thing you want to do is throw a wrench in the works on that front. That was very intentional. So Ashernack, I'm basically going to reboot the Chris Perillo YouTube channel as a 24/7 kidult channel, where I'm going to be having a square, on the stream, but then you could join and play video games next to me, or some other kidult activity like building a Lego set, or collecting toys, or decking Pokemon cards, or not. Yes, you theoretically you could 3D print. Fine, I get that, but I will be very clear about this. It is not MakerDeck, and I don't want a MakerDeck Part 2. I do not. If we did that, we would establish a second MakerDeck channel on YouTube. We would use the MakerDeck channel on YouTube for just 3D printing, right? So I want to be very clear about that. Now there are times, and doesn't happen a lot. I mean, there's times for spillover potentially, because MakerDeck has been great. It's been full. It's so good to see it full to the brim. And so then I've been able to back out when it's full, and then when I see someone's loose, I'm like, let me jump in again. Or if someone's not there, I jump in. So that kind of stuff could happen as well. Cup stacking. Silver Sun meme. I'm not going to joke. Go for it. Go for it. That's an activity. It's gaming. It's fun. It's like, what is he? Look at that. What's going on here? And then someone could clip it, and it becomes this little clip that we're able to share in social. Bam. So again, retro, vintage, toy collecting. I mean, toy collecting doesn't necessarily make for a good MakerDeck-esque stream, but some people are, building something or, stacking something or slotting something, or they're just being active and doing something that doesn't fit in these other categories. Or maybe they're organizing their pops, or they're organizing, or they're doing something in relation to being, themselves. Or there are going to be times like what I've talked about on at noon, at least right now, at noon on Saturdays, basically having like a collector time. And and through this, when I know I've got critical mass, I want to be able to do like a Star Wars night. Like it's Star Wars night over here, join in for Star Wars talk, new trailer, let's talk Book of Boba Fett. Let's talk new episode of Andor. Let's talk new episode of The Mandalorian. All right, everybody, we're talking Star Wars. Play a Star Wars. If you've got a Star Wars video game, play it. If you got Star Wars figures, show them. It's the idea is that it just becomes collaborative without necessarily having everybody talk over each other. And then I can invite one or two people as co-hosts and then make a night of it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that it could work. Cup stacking, Dig Dug, and Pac-Man, good starter. But Breaking Oz, it's about having fun, right? It's about being a kidult, people, having this form of escape and doing it together. That's the thing that I think that's the thing that was missing, and that doesn't scale easily without standing out. Much like MakerDeck stands out on Twitch, I believe Chris Pirillo's universe, as it starts, will stand out on YouTube. I believe. I don't know how well it's going to work yet. But when people start seeing other people play video games, they're going to ask, much like they do on MakerDeck, how do I join? Bang, whatever. And I think we have to install Nightbot. I think Nightbot works on YouTube. YouTube's not really good. It's not as good as Twitch for a lot of the live streaming stuff. Pogs. Bring out your Pogs. There you go, Mystery Goat. Bring out your Pogs. If that's what Astronaut was saying. Yeah, bring out your Pogs. Show off. Just like, you should be showcasing your Pogs, And then I'm like, oh, what's in the... And then like, hey, hang on, he's showing off his Pogs. So like, let's turn on, hey, Astronaut, do you mind turning on your mic? Can you talk through your Pogs? And then I hit record. Astronaut talks about his Pogs. We've got a new video for the channel. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? So that is... You've hit the nail on the head. Don't worry about it, Project. I love you. We were just talking about my YouTube channel reboot and being a kidult and video gaming and playing with toys and what have you. Hey, Liz, thanks for being here. It's great to see you virtually. And Liz has been, like I said, Liz has been really busy. And here's the testament to how MakerDeck works is it's been seamless for everybody pretty much from the beginning. And that is in large part to the entire team, top to bottom. Hey, Otter's Danger Den. I was mentioning to everybody, I've got a new Discord server that has specifically been set up to support my idea behind doing a 24/7 live YouTube on my channel. I've got 330,000 subscribers on YouTube. That channel's not doing anything, so I'm going to turn it into an arcade of sorts. And any of you are able to join. It's just using StreamYard. Any of you want to play a video game, you want to do something geeky and nerdy, you want to, nerd out, you can do it. You can do it alongside me. I won't be talking all the time, just like nobody else will be talking all the time. But I'll be there, right? I'll be present. I'll be, like, working. And I'm sure some people will say, why is Chris not talking? Like, Chris is working, but, Chris is here to connect us with each other. So hence it's Chris Pirillo's universe that may very well evolve to Reboot Locker Room or something completely different. Something completely different. Yeah, Otter's Danger Den. Like I said, I set up to nerd out. Yes, I set up the Discord. If you are interested, my recommendation is the Discord server, I will say this, is being set up specifically. Do not join the Discord server, for argument's sake. It is specifically being set up to support this experiment with my 330,000 subscriber YouTube channel. Okay? And making and giving it participants who want to do things alongside me personally, like in this box, in this window, right? A la Maker Deck, but it's not Maker Deck. And you know, it's just not it. Hey, Crack Pyrex. Could there possibly be reliving retro TV commercials like you're doing here? Reliving? I think so. Breaking Oz. The thing I worry about with that is copyright infringement. That is a concern. Music is a concern, and visuals are a concern. So I'm not sure I would want to do that without having applied fair use, and I'm not sure I want to do that right away. I think it would be fun to do, certainly. Liz is lubing up. Watch out. But Project, I don't know, Project dipped in and out, but you'll create a Lego Technic build there with a gearbox trying to lift a 10-pound dumbbell. Now you got it. Now you're figuring out. Setting up Hot Wheels tracks. There you go. Slot car sets, model trains. The list is endless. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not just this one thing. It's like play with toys. Do something with toys. That's the bottom line. Do something with toys. Stage a toy photo shoot. Organize your toys. Put together a track. Like something like that. Play a video game. A retro video game I prefer, but I'm gonna open a get your R2 built. List goes on and on, especially the Star Wars stuff. Like I'm you know me. You've been following along for the over the past day. Seems like an interesting concept. Well, here's the thing. It's worth trying. I don't really know yet. I don't know what's going to work until it does. And I'm going to iterate, and I'm going to test, and I'm going to try, and I'm going to. I feel though the foundation of this is all about having more fun with it. Streaming programming would not be ideal for this channel. What do you mean programming? Like doing shows? I want to do shows, mine. I want to have. I would love to carve out like a Lego time. I would love to carve out a Star Wars time. I would love to carve out a retro time where Disc 1 of 5 is basically already volunteered to do like retro tech every week. So done at a certain time, right? It'll happen at a certain time. At worst, you learn something that does not work. Exactly. But that's the same thing with MakerDeck. If I sat around in analysis paralysis saying, oh, I can't do this because of that, MakerDeck never would have gotten off the ground. Just straight up streaming of coding is what I meant. Oh, yeah. Mine, yeah. Oh, programming, yeah. I say do it. I think it's great. Why not? Yes. Because it's tech, it's geeky, it's fun, if you enjoy programming, I feel it appeals to the tech demographic. Very much so. Video games, programming, I want to make it an arcade where there's a variety of things that are happening. People use programming to make things that they want, and they may do it in their spare time. They may not do it professionally. They may do it just because they're building a video game, right? I feel programming could be let me put it this way, it's worth trying. I think it is. The issue I see is that the text may not be big enough for people to follow along. But I think it's worth trying. I do enjoy it when I have an idea and want to avoid implementing something I started. And wanting to implement. Mine, then consider it done. I mean, I'm the arbiter. I'm sitting here and saying, let's do it. Because let me put it this way. It could be big enough. You're writing code. Someone's going to ask questions. And someone will say, what are you writing? What do you use? How do I start? And you see what I'm saying? They're going to start asking questions. And remember, a bulk of my YouTube audience, remembers me from tech, right? They remember me from my live 24/7 stream where I talked about tech. So that fits. Remember, retro, vintage, toys, tech, it's this umbrella. I'm getting, so here. So I'm going to be getting the new Samsung Galaxy Ultra, right? Hey, Maker Viking, good to see you. We're just talking about my new Discord server. That was set up to complement a concept that I have to reboot my YouTube channel that has 330,000 subscribers, but has largely been doing nothing. So if you're into playing video games, or if you consider yourself a adult, I would consider joining, because I'm hoping to ramp that up sooner rather than later. you'd certainly be most welcome. Because the idea is to basically make it, you know, kind of like the old 24/7 stream for me, but to make it not just one thing. Oh, thank you, Maker Viking. I appreciate that. Just joined. Oh, was I not scrolled? Oh, you missed it. Did you? I must have missed it. I mean, it may have scrolled by. Cause I have it pulled up there. Oh, there. That now it came in. Delay. So the idea is to make it a fun, dynamic arcade, a community clubhouse, a community arcade, a mishmash of geekiness. Because I'm a geek, right? I'm not a programmer. I'm not going to begin to program, but you might. I'm not a PC builder, but you might be. I'm not someone who builds Hot Wheels tracks. You might. I don't collect Pogs. You might. I'm not into organizing pops. You might. But vacillating between, people playing video. Yeah, I'm not into playing video games as much as some of you are. But that's the thing, is I don't have to play the video game for you to play video games, alongside me. And I feel that's its biggest power, promise, and potential. So, as details come together, I will be keeping everybody connected in on the Discord server there around this effort. If you, like I said, the high level, if you look at the rules and guidelines, it's kind of outlined there. The join the stream has got further details as some of the stuff is still coming together. I don't have a date when I'd like to get started. I'm not sure when I'm going to feel confident about that. But it's going to be soon, and I'm sowing the seeds, right? I'm setting the stage instead of just trying to ready, fire, aim, right? Because I think there's something more to it that needs to be thought through, right? So programming fits because, like I said, I'm going to be getting the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra when it's released. It's a given. Like, I'm going to do it. But here's the problem: if I upload, I could do a video, I could do an unboxing video, I can do a review video, but they won't track. They'll get 1,000 views, maybe. It just won't track. It will literally go nowhere. Nobody will see it. Nothing's happening at all. And there's no momentum behind it. But in the context of Chris Pirillo, toys, tech, retro, games, cadulting, pop culture, reacting, talking about the latest, movie releases, Star Wars. This just, in a live feed that goes 24/7 suddenly becomes variety. And the focus of the channel is the fact that it is a live channel full of geeks. That's it. For better or for worse, led by Chris Pirillo into the gates of hell. It's Chris Pirillo's universe, and these are the things I'm interested in. So now I'd be able to talk about, here's my new Samsung Galaxy. All right, I'm going to unbox the Samsung Galaxy, and I'm going to do it live. I'm going to do it in the little square with people playing video games and people doing whatever they're doing at the time, programming, doing all these geeky things alongside me. So this is where it might blow your mind. So the person who watches that unboxing video goes, what is going on? He's unboxing it in that square, but what else is going on? Like, what? That's interesting. And then they say, what is that? And then they click over to the link and they say, oh my God, it's happening live. Oh my God, I can join? Suddenly I have a chance to rebuild that audience. Suddenly I have a chance to re-engage that audience. Suddenly I have a chance to basically build on top of something that would otherwise be a flat line. If I refocus the channel to be a 24/7 stream of cadulting with other nerds and geeks, that's the focus. It's Chris Pirillo's universe. And I really do hope that makes sense. And it'll even happen. It'll even happen when I'm asleep. I go to sleep. I turn on the poor Decibel or Kieran. I turn on the computer or the thing, and sometimes it fails, and then I get this text. Honestly, I check my phone specifically for messages not from Kieran in the middle of the night. Hey, thank you, Jucky Wuckwun. Don't know what that handle means, but welcome in. Just been talking about some of my new stuff that I've been tooling around with. A stream about geeks, exactly. So now I can do all that without having to turn the entire channel into tech. Or turning the entire channel into an iPhone thing. Or turning the entire channel into a typical channel. I have a chance to stand out. Seeing some of the big picture with what you have covered, thank you. I appreciate that, Mine. I'm trying to provide examples of like, yes, ask. If you've got an idea, ask. Is it fun? Is it something you would normally do? Like, ask, because yes is the answer. Like, anything to do with any of that or beyond, yes. So, because there's something for everybody, right? That would be my feeling. And then, so it'll be nighttime, and you'll know, but I'll leave a camera on, and it'll be pointed at, I think what I'm probably going to do is, because people remember my lights, right back there. People remember the lights, and, so I'm going to, I've done this, I did this when I was experimenting. Turn on the camera, point it at the lights, and then that basically becomes a Chris is sleeping, but this is his office. And it's live, right? So there'll be people potentially playing games into the night, and there's a chance, certainly in the early days, when I don't have a lot of connections with a lot of people, that overnight may be a problem. I don't know how that's going to work yet, because I can't stay up 24/7. But this is all the more reason why I've got to be doing this with trusted individuals. People that I know, people that aren't, gonna, I gotta be very careful. I gotta be extremely careful. But it's a risk that I'm willing to take. It's a risk I'm willing to take. So, and I think if I do it in a calculated way, it'll be fine. For now. I don't know how it's going to play out yet. So I want to try to have a few of those pieces put in place. And I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to happen. And whether that means overnight it's minimum, but in the day it opens up. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like yet. Because I want there to be something active happening, just like on MakerDeck. It's worked. It's been we've had problems, we've had growing pains, but I believe those are potentially good growing pains to have, specifically with an effort like this. Yeah, so that's the experiment. That is the idea. All right, I've got to reprint. I did Kenobi figure pieces. Came out shinier than I would wanted, but I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to do 2 arms and 2 legs. Oh, and all the vests. Did all the vests screw up? All the vests screwed up. Dang it. I gotta reprint the some of these pieces here. Arms, so I gotta do the arms, 2 arms, 2 legs. I'm gonna use a brim this time. Coat. I've got 2 legs from my head to the ground. Sorry, as I slice here. Pretty sure that's what I need. Okay, so I did 2 pairs of legs, 2 pairs of arms, and a brim. The brim is probably the most important thing here. The brim definitely needs to happen this time. And I'm going to separate the pieces by a little bit more, just in case. Hey, Jackie Wuck, how you doing? Yeah, actually, I am asking for help. If people want to help, they can. They don't have to. You don't have to. No one's got a gun to your head, buddy. Hate to tell you, but yeah, I could use the help. Certainly. Um, I'm personally not made of money. I don't need to educate everybody. If you don't like that, it's okay. I'm not here to make you happy. I was not put on this earth to make let's see here. What's your Jucky Wuck one happy? My life does not revolve around you. And I'm okay with that. I go to sleep without thinking about you, just so you know. Yeah, I put it up there. And you know what? It's helped. It's been a great help. December was not a great month. January has been shaping up to be, well, having to cover that extra expense while in the process of basically losing roles at Intel and having other things in flux. Gotta tell you, things from the outside may look perfect, but that doesn't mean anything. You think you know me from researching online. I hate to tell you, you don't know shit. Because let me tell you, you know what you know, but you don't know me. You don't know my problems. Because as much as you think you do, I don't tell you everything. And I mean, I don't tell the world everything, and I don't need to. So, FYI.
Project 454 Cheerdex 100 bits for the hard times fund.
Thank you. Project, no, seriously, it was... You want to talk about unexpected. Oh my god. I mean, it was really bad timing. It was really, really bad timing. I can handle things when things are steady. It's when things are not steady, it becomes a problem. Yeah, Mad Cat, the link to the Discord channel is up. It's linked, it's pinned right now. I don't have the trigger set up for it. It's kind of still fresh. But on the Discord channel, you'll learn why the Discord channel exists. It's not just for hanging out. It's specifically there to support what I'm trying to do on YouTube. He may not... I don't know if he sees it, though. If you're mobile, I'm not sure if the pinned comment shows up. Twitch is weird that way. Anyway. Yeah, Intel. I'm not making it a thing. Because I'm not big into... I've said it. I've talked about it, but it's not my entire life. But yeah, I am going to be likely looking for a new job, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with going into redeployment at Intel. I'm like, yeah, I know there's more I could do for Intel. I've had a great 4 years there. Would love to have another 4 years there and beyond. But unfortunately, that happening at the same time as unexpected expenses. And those are just the ones you know about, because there have been other unexpected expenses that have been rather unfortunate. So, yeah. Not seeing it on your PC. Really? It's pinned, or it should be pinned. I'm seeing it on my Mac. I have the request open. Subs if one of y'all want to jump on with me, you can. Just throwing that out there. And pretty soon, you can and play it. Well, it won't necessarily happen on Twitch, but Twitch would be the backup plan for that. Something like that. Yeah, I'm not too... Oh, thank you, Britt. Thank you. I'm not too concerned. I can handle trolls. It doesn't bother me. Trust me, I've been dealing with them for as long as I've been on the internet. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, no. That's the weird thing, too. Is some people feel entitled, right? They feel like they know you, and they feel like these are the people who walk past. This troll is the same person who sees a tip jar. Sees a tip jar, appreciated the service, sees the tip jar is full, and says, "Oh, I'm not going to tip you. You have too many tips already." That's that type of person. Hey, you know what? I'm responsible. I've covered it. I've paid for it. I'm not, I'm not destitute, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask if anybody's interested and enjoys what I might be doing on Twitch, enjoys what I might be doing here, enjoys what I might be doing there. Hey, here's a way, if I'm helping you, if you're enjoying this, if this, that, or the other thing, Here's a way that I might need your help. What's wrong? I'm sorry, but where's the problem in that? Genuinely, what's the problem? Apart from a sense of entitlement, where someone on the other side of the screen thinks that I'm a trained monkey that is only supposed to do the things that they command me to do, and that the work that I do is worth nothing. Okay. That's their opinion. They're entitled to their opinion. But you know what? My self-worth is not contingent on somebody else's opinion. I genuinely don't care. My successes are not contingent on somebody else's definition of what the success is. That's the worst thing that you could do. In terms of self-worth, that's the absolute worst thing you could do. Is tie your self-worth to something somebody else says about you. Anything. To tie your self-worth to and put your self-worth in the hands of anybody else. That's a failure. It's like your goals. The moment you make your goals about somebody else is the moment you're it's a recipe for disaster. So like the goals that I might have, what the hell? Now everyone's like redeeming at the same time. Okay, hang on. What do I got to do? I got an Aziz Light, thank the mods, and go to the corner. Hang on. Let me thank the mods. Creatrix, Britt, who is on point tonight. Krusty 3D, Fix Him Dude, Glendon 3D, Kurt, Grosser. I dropped him a line. I was wondering how he was doing. Monsoon Josh, Papa Bear, Liz, of course, we just saw, Pink, and then all the bots. I will go to the corner. I promise I'll go to the corner. I'm going to continue to talk, too, as I go to the corner. You won't be able to hear me, necessarily, but I am going to continue to talk. All right, so let me get my print going, at least, because I want to try to get this done. Will it happen before bedtime? Brim 2, 2, 4. Okay, I think I got enough. Whoa! Oh, 3. I guess I have one good vest. For the lights, can I do purple? Yeah. I think that's what I had before. Blue. Well, no, that's purple. That's purple. Purple. That's as purple as it gets. There you go. Give me a second. I guess I only need 3 vests. I had one. Thank you, Fucho. And now God, y'all are redeeming at the same time. It's hilarious. I need to probably have like way more interactive-y, twitchy, fun goodness things to do on the Twitch channel. I know I should. Let me slice this. And then I will go to the corner. So how do we get Chris out of the corner? I'm not sure. Oh, you bait a cheer, or Inagata Davida. Let's see here. What time is it? Ooh, that's gonna push me. Hopefully this works. It's gonna push me to right into my overnight. Although overnight's been busy on Maker Deck. All right, I'm gonna go to the corner and I'm gonna sing the song. So I'm gonna give you a twofer here. I'm a-sitting in the corner, baby. Can't you see that I've got new shelves? Did you even notice that I have new shelves? Here and there. Dun, 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 dun. I've got them. Dun, dun, dun.
Fix Some Dude just gifted 1 subs.
Well, that'll do it. Fix him, dude!
The _ Silver Sunbeam cheer Dex 100.
Thank you, Silver Sunbeam. Appreciate it. Like, it's always funny when someone comes along in
Mine 37388 cheered X 1000.
Thank you. By the way, all your cheers right now are basically going. I know the tips are separate. They're going directly into the pipe fund. They cover the costs. All of that covers the cost. Thank you. It's funny, you know, I just realized it. Like, this rando comes along and says, you really asking, like, dude, Twitch is based upon the model of subscribers and people who tip and cheer for their favorite creators. And you're coming in and saying, that's a problem? Like, you have a problem with Twitch? is your problem with Twitch or is it with me? Like, it just doesn't... You know what I'm saying? Like, what a total bozo. What a bozo. Understood about helping to fund the pipes? Yes. What is a pipe train?
Fuck
it is a... Oh, man.
X100.
Oh,
what is pipe train?
It is a pipe train, isn't it? Pipe! Here, let me, are we piping yet? Is it piping hot? I can't see. Yeah, one new. Okay, so let me pipe this. I haven't done pipe train stuff in a bit, have I? There we go. Got the hype. There we go. There we go. It's all like twitched out. It is all of it is twitched out. Completely, utterly twitched out. Does that work?
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to chat with you again. I can see that you are streaming.
Project 454 cheered X100 Pipe Fund to fund the internet as it is a series of pipes.
Someone will gift us sub. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. They hope for the sound of silence.
Oh, Chris. I was curious. I'm like, I haven't heard that song in a while. I'm gonna throw it in there. The triggers still work. I probably needed to do a better job at making Twitch more twitchy. That's the one thing I don't have to worry about when it comes to StreamYard, though. You can't do, you can bring up someone's comment and all that, but like doing all this, it ain't the same. Everybody, though, is pretty much... I'm going to have to write that down. One of the things I need to write down are the directions on the Discord. I've got... Ooh, crap. Oh. The hell? Got a pen. I've got to write down... Oh, thank you, Big Sports Fan. Oh, I've got a new suggestion in the suggestion box, too. Mad Cat's here. New suggestion box. Toy hunting. How about a show teaching people how to hunt for eBays? Great idea. Great idea. Perfect idea. In the rules and guidelines, I don't know if I have got enough room in there. It's probably going to be join the...
Breaking Goes 96 cheered X1000.
Thank you. Thank you, Breaking Oz. I appreciate that immensely. That, seriously, it's appreciated, and it's good to see you, too. And I'm glad that, as I was explaining, it's easier to, I think, what I want to do with the YouTube channel is going to be easier to see and experience, kind of like MakerDeck. I can explain MakerDeck to somebody, but ultimately... what I do is like, let me show you. Click. I'm like, oh, then they get it. Seeing is believing. Right now, it's in my head. But when it's there, people will see it. Right? And they're like, oh, I get what you're trying to do. I get it.
Mine 3738 shared X2000, just to make things more even.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate the even Steven nature of the bits. The cheers. Thank you. I'll pull out a sharp bit here. I did a Lego brick walk earlier today on Salacious Rum's stream. Breaking Oz coming in and gifting 5 tier 1 subs.
Breaking Goes
Tell you what,
96
Breaking Oz
just gifted 5 subs.
You can give me a truth or dare for gifting 5 subs. You can give me a truth or dare. And mine 37388. Tell me something that you want me to do. Because of your cheers. Appreciate the gifted sub supremely, especially the people that you gifted the subs to, especially on a night like tonight. I set this lofty goal because I'm like, how am I going to be able to recoup these costs for the plumbing burst? I'm like, well, if maybe it won't exactly be like a subathon, but it's good to have goals. But I know it's not as reasonable as it could be. Maybe I need to rethink that. But I set that up I did that the other night when I was just trying to get things somewhat regular again. Do axial fans blow toward or away from the label side? See, I could not tell you. I do not have an answer to that question, unfortunately. So I did walk barefoot on Lego bricks earlier today, so I can pour them out again if we get to a level 5. If we get there, we don't have to even get through it anymore because they've kind of changed how hype trains work and they go indefinitely. But I'll do a Lego brick walk if we get to a level 5. Big time hype, Josh. Big time hype. So I need to write on the Maker Deck, or on the new Chris Perlo Discord server. Need to write directions somehow. In terms of screen sharing, it's probably gonna have to be an extended.
Josh 3D Chaired X400.
Whoa,
Let's
thank
make
you.
It bigger.
Appreciate that. Cheers to you, Josh. As I sip on the remaining amount of my my espresso.
Monsoon Josh 3D Chaired X100.
So Project 454, give me a truth or dare. And Mine 37388, feel free to have me do something you want, because I appreciate the things that you just done. All right, let me grab my Vader helmet over here. I had to move everything around. Ready? If you are interested in what Chris was talking about in terms of rebooting his YouTube channel to be a 24/7 geekathon filled with nerdiness and people playing video games and having fun with toys and tech stuff as well, because inevitably that gets mixed in when it comes to Chris. He does talk about that too. Then you should join the Discord server, because a lot of what's happening with preparation and setting the stage is going to be happening over there in that general direction. So indeed, that is where you can go. That link is somewhere. I think it was someone else. I've only done 200 bits. Oh, who was it? Oh, Breaking Oz. Sorry, Breaking Oz gifted you a sub. My bad. I knew you were tied in there somewhere. Somewhere in the in-betweens. All right, so I've written down a note. One of my tasks is to get in there something about OBS Direct, because OBS on StreamYard is really, it won't work the way we need it to work right now. But the good news is we have a connection at StreamYard, and so few things we need to do. But hey, Restarted, good to see ya.
Restarted just gifted 1 subs.
Appreciate the gifted sub to See Busy Lol. I can't think of a good truth or dare, to be honest. Do you have those sound commands with the laugh or the Green Day? I think this one. There you go. Are you having fun yet? Are you having fun yet? Looks like I owe you a brick walk. I can't remember which one that came through. That was a stream, wasn't it? That was a live stream. The new Discord server is up, restarted, because I'm planning on retooling my YouTube channel to be 24/7 geekiness and video game playing. Y'all will be playing most of the video games. And toy stuff and fun stuff and a little bit of tech, because that's inevitably a part of my life. My view into the window, unboxing things, putting things, unboxing like my Transformers figures, right? And having fun, like, hey, I got some. Is anybody got some Transformer stuff they want to join me on stream? Because I'm going to unbox some Transformers. Or hey, everybody, I'm doing. Then you could do the same thing, like. You're about to do something, you want to unbox, some You just got the new wave of GI Joe figures, and you want to do it. Does anybody else have GI Joes they want to talk about? I'm gonna be, I want to join the stream at this time, and then it happens. So you're welcome to do, unboxings as well, live unboxings in the channel. Actually, I should write that down. Join the stream. Yeah. There we go. Oops. Did I run out of room? No. Oh, I have to hit Control Enter, Command Enter. That's actually I have to update that Discord trigger. Fix him, dude. The new one, it's a Chris Perillo only now for that effort. I have not debriefed anybody, so don't. If you feel lost, please don't. Been following me since I used to have that back in the day. Yeah, I am. You came along at the right time, Pina Gamer. I'm going to be doing that on YouTube. And I'm going to let other people join me in the live stream. So if that sounds interesting to you, my recommendation is hop over to our new Discord. It's pinned at the top of it should be pinned at the top of the messaging. Granted, we do have a hype train happening. Okay, so you should see the new Discord server pinned at the top if you're on Discord, or if you're interested in that. Or just make sure you're subscribed to the Chris Perillo YouTube channel, because the 24/7 feed is going to be happening on that Legacy channel. Okay, so I'm updating, like, unboxing new stuff. Invite others, others to join. Unboxing new stuff. Mail calls. Halls. Ping ahead of time. Is that the way I want to word it? Like, unboxing new fun stuff. There we go. Because wouldn't it be cool? Like, you get a whole bunch of figures, and you don't like, I'm gonna do a photo. You can unbox them, and you can be like, hey, I got this figure. Hey, I got that. I got that. Oh, that's really cool. Blah 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 blah. And then say, hey, does anybody else collect Power Rangers? And then someone else jumps on, like, yeah, I collect Power Rangers. Here's my collection of Power Rangers. Like, oh yeah, I used to watch Power Rangers. Blah 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 blah. And then you have a conversation that happens, and it all happens live. I think it's a great idea. Like unboxings, hauls, that kind of thing. I do it anyway. So I might as well say, hey, is anybody else doing this? Has anybody else got that? Does anybody else want to, join in and talk about this, that, or the other thing? And I think that's where we're gonna have to work through the processes. But I feel it's possible. I feel I owe you a brick walk. I know I do. Too bad YouTube doesn't have IRC chat like Ustream. Oh yeah. Well, this is the closest thing. It's basically like the Ustream. I want to try to make it like better than the Ustream days. And do it on the YouTube channel that everybody else had been, ignoring for quite some time. So, anyway, thank you, Restarted, for joining. Hopefully, you're able to read between the lines of what I'm trying to do. It'll make more sense as it's going. Like, oh, okay, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. And then we'll see. I've got some ideas what needs to be on Discord for coordination, but so everything there, like all the way down to, like, oh, there's a new Lego build. Someone posted a new Lego build. Oh, Milkman, look at that. See, it's perfect. Oh, he's got the Seinfeld set. Nice. Isn't that retired now? It's pretty. I came close to getting my dad that set. I don't know if he'd ever build it though. It would just stay in the box. See, it's perfect. It's perfect. See, I had a feeling putting a Lego group in there would, made sense. Sales and deals is always good, when you're aware of something that's, a discount on sale or a discount sale or whatever. I'll have to get all my affiliate stuff lined up too for that channel. But I've got like under there's no one's posted any battle stations yet. I've got a collaboration thing as well. Like, I want to do something on this. I would like to do something together with such and such and so and so. Then that would go in the collaboration section. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to work yet. And by the way, thank you everybody for being supportive and welcoming people in. It's great. It's always fun when you join a new Discord server and just I feel welcome. That will be important as I invite people from beyond the Twitch community in here, because I'm stair stepping. I'm trying to figure out a way to better explain what it is that I want to do, and I think what that's going to come down to is me shooting a video and saying, hey, everybody, Chris Perla here. Back in the day, I used to do a 24-hour stream. I want to bring it back, but I want to do it better, and I want to do it different. I want to do it on YouTube, and I want to do it with you. Here's the idea. I'm going to stream. I'm going to use StreamYard, and I'm going to invite people to participate alongside me doing other geeky and nerdy things. You want to play video games? You'll be able to play a video game next to me. You want to unbox a toy? You can unbox a toy. You want to do this with, something geeky and nerdy? You can do that. Want to have fun? I want to stream it. I want to try it. It's an experiment. And then basically, based upon that, and I'll write out the script and shoot it, then I feel I'll have something like, oh, okay, well, that sounds interesting. If you want more information, or if you want to be clued in terms of how this is coming together, take a look at, join the Discord server. A lot of that stuff is coming together there. And stay tuned, because I've been talking about this frequently. So, anyway. The Discord server is there. So I have not yet formulated what's that? A little ping. When it rains, it pours. Battle stations. Could that be maker stations? Sure, why not? It's where you work. People have their PC set up. People have their toys set up. Like, people, toy collections. Battle stations, toy collections. In fact, I need to make toy collections. Scroll down. Battle stations. I'm making a new one. Forum. Toy collections. Create the channel. Battle stations. Toy collections. There we go. It was just simple as that. Take pictures of your toy collections. Upload them there. In fact, I'll get the ball rolling. I'll post the first toy collection. Because, sure, I got a battle station. My battle station is boring. Be the first. Here's part of it. LOL. And then camera. So yeah, Discord didn't do too bad a job processing it. Here's part of it. There we go. Post. You can add other photos too. But now I have made that post. I need to edit it so that it's more... There's a different way of doing view on this. So I'm going in gallery view. And actually... Edit post. There we go. Star Wars. Part of it. Some of it. And then I can do an LOL emoji. That's not really an LOL emoji, but Star Wars, some of it, and then it shows up as a thread. And then you go to the toy collections. I mean, I feel like this is just like, there's a chance to like really bring people together in a way that we could not before. I'm excited about it. I'm genuinely excited about it. Hey, Larry the Role Player. Tonight, the topic has been me explaining what I want to be doing with my old YouTube channel and trying to reboot it. And turn it into a place where everyone can join me, doing their adult activities alongside. Hang on just a second. show off your collection. I probably need to do that. Yeah, let's add show off your collection. Oh no, I'm negative. Dang it. I need to. I probably need to start paying for Discord at this point. Showcase your collection. Toys, card, deck building. This is the problem when you run out of space. It says, no, you can't do it. Dang it. Oops. No, I should not have done that. I have to control enter. Showcase your toys. I know I'm out of space, but I'll cut down some other stuff. General focus for stream participants. General adult play, activities, conversations, news, retro, vintage, nostalgia talk. I can cut out chat. Toys, card. Did they call it deck building? Toys, cards? Deck building? CCG? Showcase your collections. Pop culture. Reactions. Trailers. Movie, TV, what's another word? Pop culture, movie, or TV. What could they do without expecting interactivity? Discussion events. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I did it. There we go. Edited. Y'all are seeing the you're seeing the edit of a Discord server in real time again. You're printing your own 3.5-inch bass reflex speaker enclosure tonight. Oh, nice. I think battle stations are pretty much maker stations, no? Are they? Daryl is here. Huzzah! I see a new toy. Oh, someone's got a new toy collection? Huzzah! Oh, look, see, I'm not the only one. Ozrock! He's got Motu. Is that a vintage? I see a Mumra. Are any of those vintage? No. Oh, that's a big Skeletor, dude. That's a giant Skeletor. No, that's not a vintage Ram Man, because Ram Man didn't have articulated legs. It looks like the retro. Sorry if that looks like horrible, like zoomed in on the screen, but see, collections don't have to be like. Oh, you must be. Yeah, you must be a Thundercats fan. See, the only Thundercats that I have are the reaction. I do have a vintage Mumra. I found it thrifting, and I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't have a Mumra, although he doesn't have his. He had a headpiece. I'm missing that, but I did find it thrifting. If I had to leave in a moment's notice, you keep asking this question, big fan. Which figure or something out of your collection would I grab? Probably my first Star Wars figure. So after some searching back in clips, I found the clip where the laugh sound effect came from we mentioned earlier. Did she? Oh my god. I can't believe that, Breaking Oz. It was something that I thought someone said something, or I read something as something else. I seem to remember, barely. Flapjack's bleep. It was a typo? Was that what it was? It's been so long. pre-Maker Deck. Those are the pre-Maker Deck days. Hey, Tactile. If battle stations were maker stations, I'd have several: making on the computer, painting, finishing prints, coding, paper, prints. Do it. Like, I mean, I don't want to have, like, I don't know if we need to, what are you making category, but maybe, okay, so we've got battle stations, toy collections, what do we call it? What's a way to say, like, maker station? But we got battle stations, we got toy collections, we've got, what would be maker stuff? Again, I don't want this to turn into Maker Deck Part 2. I'm going to be very clear about that. Hence me saying, play a video game. If there's a choice between playing a video game or doing something else, a video game makes sense. Because there ain't going to be any video games on Maker Deck. What would be a good term for a maker something? Work in progress? Workspace? Okay, maker workspace or workshop? In progress? Works in progress? Workshop makes? Workshop makes? I don't know about makerspace. That's too close to Maker Deck. Craft Bake. That's what I'm thinking. Workshop. And I'm renaming it. I thought I was renaming it. Let's go ahead and create a channel. Forum. Workshop. Workshop activity. Workshop activities. Activities? Projects? Workshop projects? Edit the channel. There you go. We'll make it a gallery view because it's gonna be very image heavy. So you want a gallery view. Workaholic. Oh my god. So much room for activities. Studio, shop talk, prototypes. See, sometimes there's the perfect word, like battle station. Someone had said that for like your PC and your setup, your gaming rig and all that stuff. I'm like, okay, battle station makes sense. But I mean, I've got an office, but like my battle station is nothing. It's like I've got a laptop, I've got a screen that I've got two screens, but like a screen that I usually use, and that's basically it. Definitely not that, Larry. There's none of that. All right, so now you have it. There you go. I made workshop projects. I'm making the rooms. You guys are... Look, I love it. Look at this. So Mystery Goat comes in. See, I've got the friend... I did the friend set, too. I did that live on Twitch a while ago. Then you can react to the post. Oh, looks like the Maker Deck... Hang on. How's the Maker Deck working on this server? Weird. Is it because it's a server I own? Oh, yeah, and all of my old emotes were nuked. Okay. Party. We just come to the realization that we're going to have to build an outbuilding for your darkroom at the new house. Well, if you got the space for it, though, that's good news. That's really good news. If you did not have the space for it, that would be a problem. It would be a tremendous problem. I also think it's a Nitro thing to be able to use emotes on other. It is. It's that definitely is a Nitro thing. And given as much as I am using Discord, I'm like this close to being able to justify just upgrading to Nitro and just being done with it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I've got for subs, I've got the guest mode turned on. Hollywood, Hulk Hogan. It would be nice to work more than 19.5 square feet of space. Well, yeah, I've never really had a traditional a traditional option. I don't know if I'd ever really want to work in a garage, though. I know some guys love it, but I'm not sure I could do it. I'm not sure that's there for me. I need to I basically need to re-upload all my emotes or just like use new ones. I thought though I could connect my Twitch emotes to it. These are like it's like things to do that I just haven't done. Putting together my Kenobi legs. What do you get when you go to Taco Bell? I really don't go to Taco Bell. They don't have a lot of vegan options. Taco Bell. It was people didn't know that Alexander Graham's brother. I don't know if you knew that. Alexander Graham had a brother, Taco. True story. True story. Look it up. Look it on Wikipedia. True story. So I could not tell you the last time I went to Taco Bell. Could not tell you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, big fan. I know I appreciate it. I do know how to Google. I've got strong Google foo. That's what they used to call it. Google foo. Oh, I need to print. I'll just do it tomorrow. Ooh, God, it's late. I didn't realize this as late as it was. I got caught up in like doing everything else. Cheese and bean. She can't do cheese. Yeah, no cheese or sauce. Add onion, potatoes. Oh, it's pretty good. That's pretty good array, Hollywood. That's not. Now you got me hungry. Damn it. I love you and hate you at the same time. See, yeah, even breaking odds. I could go for a crunch wrap. Yeah, I could too. It does sound good. Sounds tasty. Sounds yummy. Let me get. I want to get this over to Snoop before I forget. Is he on? He's on Snoop. Yeah, he's got. Okay, so I already set that up. Cool to find a fellow vegan on here. Absolutely, vegan for life. You know, some people vacillate, but I'm just like, nah, I can't. This is it. This is it. It for life, dude. And it's, you know, for some people it's ethical, and I'm like, that's nice, but like health, and I eat. Trust me, I eat plenty of things I should not be eating. Junk food for sure. I try to have staples. I don't eat staples, but like, you know, beans. I will often have beans every day. Tofu, I don't have all that often, but right now they've had tofu on sale, so I've been getting a lot of it. Like 5 a day, I think, is what I can max out at. So I've been getting that, so we've been eating that lately. Peanut butter, love me a good peanut butter. Although I don't eat a lot of bread. I don't eat a lot of grains. My body can't handle it as well. I do eat it, but not as much as others. Yeah, I've been vegan for 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. I used to love rice, but my body can't handle rice. Seriously, I have a problem where it literally, I get. I don't want to be disgusting. Things happen in my body, and my intestines don't appreciate it. I'll say that. That's the easiest way to put it. Oh, I love hummus. Oh yeah, hummus is delicious. Give me hummus. I'll take some hummus. But the problem, I mean, inflation's really hit pretty darn hard. So I'm really really I'm careful about it. I usually buy things when it's a good deal. Honestly, even the stuff that I enjoy, I'll wait because inflation, it's hit. It really has hit hard. Like even the things I'm like, oh my god, this used to be this much, and now it's like, oh my, so much more. Even beans, like surprising, like beans used to be like $1 for a pound or two, and then they just like doubled in price. I'm like, okay, it's still affordable, but it's shocking to me. Shocking. Even when Dollar Tree changed their name to Dollar, and now it's $1.25 or whatever, and I'm like, some of the things aren't worth $1.25. I'm like, they're worth $1, but they're not worth $1.25. What gives? And they don't have a lot of vegan stuff there either, unfortunately. But not a lot of goods that I would necessarily pick out for me. But if hummus used to be when it was on sale, you get a good sale price for like $1.50, and now a good sale price is $3.50. Yeah, exactly, $1.25 tree. Yeah, so yeah, I noticed that recently, like everything. I know they talk about inflation, but like it hits you, and it hits you hard. Like this used to not be as expensive as it is, and suddenly it's not worth what it was. So if anything, I would say we're spending less than we used to, because even when they're on sale, unless we actually need it, it's like it would have been a nice to have, not an absolute, oh, we've got to have some of this, or this would be great and this is a good price. But when it's a good price, I'll grab it. I'll very often like load up when it's a good price, like a really good price. So like I said, the tofu's always been reasonable. I guess it hasn't really hit high prices. Maybe it was $1.50 before, and $1.69 is not that too far away. But then it on a sale it drops to like it's dropped to like a little over $1. So I'm like, okay, just $5 a day, and I know we'll eat it. I know we'll get through it. Oh, trust me, that getting through some of the food around here is not a problem. The problem is just the opposite, is keeping enough food around here. And then inevitably you get something that nobody eats. I'm like, okay. Like I got fruit, that I thought people would eat, and it's still in the fridge. I got grapefruit, and no one's touched it. I'm like, okay. Well, I guess that was it was a thought that counts, but don't complain when we don't get fruit, because I don't want to get fruit that's just going to get wasted. That's the thing. Honestly, it angers me. I get angry when people waste food. I get very angry. Like, come on, dude. Why did we get this? Why did you say you wanted this? And then we get it, and then no one's eating it. I mean, like, if I want it, I'm going to eat it. Hey, DeFrizzell. Good to see you. How you doing? You might get a kick out of what I'm going to try, if you're not aware. The only commodity I've seen dropping in price is gas. Everything else is still going up. Yeah, I haven't gone to the station since flipping electric, so I'm happy about that. I don't even notice the price of gas anymore. And that has nothing to do with the environment or anything like that. It's just like, I just don't want to fill up a car. And quite honestly, most of our driving needs are met within a 100-mile radius. So, rejoicing in my shop being mostly unswamped. Unlike our front room that was destroyed by a pipe burst. Well, DeFrizzell, I'm retro gaming is, I thought of you. Something that I want to do, together with other people. And so I'm like, oh, who are the retro gamers that I know? Who are the video gamers that I know? Oh, thank you. I know I'm a little late, but I love you. Wait, got everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everything cleaned up? Yeah. Wasting food is your worst pet peeve. Well, if you get it and you know they're gonna want it, like I don't want to get rid of it, but I know it's just been in there forever and it's just gonna go bad. I'm like, okay, well, that was a shot, so I don't want to get it again. Need more competition in the grocery stores and new choices? Yeah, Paper City Gamer, no doubt about that. I basically shop almost exclusively on sale prices. DeFrizzell says, kind of Blizzard with 3 feet. No, we had a frozen pipe burst. Like we did. 2 days before Christmas. Boom. It was going for an hour. So basically the room where all my Lego stuff was, gone. Like it's basically destroyed, and it's going to be rebuilt. It wasn't horrible, but like it's going to be redone over the next few weeks. So we're looking at least for a month in renovation or restoration, including they're going to basically refinish the floors. Although I think that when I look, I'm like, I think they're going to have to refinish the floors in the same stain, because if we go darker, more of the garbage that usually is on the floor will show up, and that's even more annoying. So maybe a little darker, but I don't think we can go too much darker, and I don't know if we want to go lighter. So it's I'm not sure. No, D Frizzell, the idea is I've got a YouTube channel that's got like 300 some odd thousand subscribers on YouTube, but the problem is, like, I never did really well with the algorithm, so that YouTube channel has kind of languished, and I'm like, and we had a talk with StreamYard, and because of what we were doing with MakerDeck, and they saw, and they're like, hey, you've got a YouTube channel that's got all these subscribers. I'm like, yeah, I do. And I thought, well, how could I use StreamYard? Like, how could I do it so that it works? You know, I can't just do one-off streams like I've done on Twitch. But then I started thinking, I'm like, you know, I used to have a 24/7 stream in my home office here. So I experimented with that last week, and I'm like, you know, it'd be interesting. Like, I wonder if people played video games like alongside me, and I would love to see like retro games being played. Basically, like, you think of it like MakerDeck, but with like video games alongside me, because I got to do something with my YouTube channel. I have to do something, and I can't do everything on my own. And so it's I'm reworking it, and I'm gonna give it a shot. Gonna give it a stab. So I've reached out. Retro Tech or Die. He's a retro gamer, and he knows a lot of the retro gaming folk. And I'm like, yeah, I want to try to get more retro gamers to do something. But even if it's not retro games, just video games in general, or people who are I would consider kidults, you know, people my age, people who get enough adulting in the regular life. No, definitely not. I wouldn't call it a deck. It's just Chris Pirillo's universe, CPU. I can't rebrand it because people remember me. This is the problem. That's indicative of the problem. Is I'm too many things. So I have to think, well, what can I do that appeals to me but appeals to that audience? I'm like, well, I love retro. They may love video games, so why not do a little bit of both? And then some. So anyway, that's Differzel. That's in the works. That is the plan. Retro or not, but I am going to be reaching out to other people that do retro games to see if they want to experiment with me. And then I think it'd be cool to have like a certain nights, like Pac-Man night or Donkey Kong night or Tetris night or things like that. I think that would be fun. It gives a focus. Like, what do I play tonight? Well, if you give someone a focus, like Star Wars night, Lego night, you know, I feel like that could work. The problem with that is YouTube. YouTube doesn't have a schedule like Twitch. You've got a schedule, and I probably have to clear that out because I've really been bad. I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't know if I don't believe I'm gonna be streaming daily on Twitch, but because this is coming again, because MakerDeck is going daily on Twitch, right? Constantly. What if there's an Amiga live streamer set up with other retro systems play together? It's possible. Like, it's all. I think it'd be interesting to try. That's the thing, differs all. I'm interested in seeing what that looks like. Like, I'm just curious, right? But I have to do something. So, I mean, I don't have to. I would like to, because marketers see that and they go, huh, why don't we do something on your YouTube? I'm like, well, but I'm doing things over here. Yeah, but your YouTube has. I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to make YouTube work. I need to figure it out. Even though I did my TikTok, not that I'm going live on TikTok or anything. Yesterday, I mentioned this in the middle of the stream. I uploaded a video yesterday talking about how the 2023 calendar matches or aligns with other calendars, including the 1978 calendar. And so I pulled up, I got a vintage Star Wars Lego, not Lego, a vintage 1978 Star Wars calendar, and I did a little TikTok on it, and it's got 37,800 likes, and it's up to 283,000 views. So previously, my biggest video would have been the Fortnite video that I did. That exploded. This is close to that. So I've had 2 toy kidult play interesting. Well, that was more kind of a life hack kind of thing, or kind of like a little tip or trick. That worked, and then I uploaded another one that was close to it. I called it a life hack, but it's like a money life hack, to see how well it works, if it works just as well, because my hope is to kind of springboard. I'm like, okay, is this what my TikTok algorithm likes? No, I'm only interested in the figures, Differzel. I'm not the skins, as they call them. Let's do an Unreal 2004 community stream. Master Meat? Why not? Okay. Sure. Basically, all we have to do is pick a day, and then basically coordinate. And someone in the collaboration on Discord says, "I would love to play 2004. Let's do it. Let's try doing this. Let's try doing that." Kind of like a community land stream, yeah. In many ways, that's what this has the chance to be. Y'all will self-coordinate, basically. OG quit for sure. Why not? All together, and I don't have to play. I don't even have to be there. I can be working, and you can all have figured that out on your own. This is where it's going to be important to find moderators and producers for sure. But I think there's something here. I think the idea will be fun. Y'all are leaning into it. I love it. Oh my God, Space! You get me? That's it. We're doing a Space Invaders night, and it's not just gonna happen once. Like, it's gonna be like, all right, everybody, Space Invaders at 6 p.m. Have I played with ChatGPT? I have. Yes, I have. I have, and I've used it. I needed to like Qbert. I hated Qbert. I could never figure it out. That was me. Yeah, Space Invaders, I loved. ChatGPT, played with it, have played with it. I'm not using it all the time. I probably use Midjourney more for different reasons. And by the way, any of those games you're mentioning, you can play on your own. You don't have to coordinate with anybody else. You just want to play that game, you just jump in, you play the game. It's good. But I think it'd be even more fun if multiple people, it's, to me, that organic nature of it is just kind of exciting. I don't, that's where my head is. That's where my head goes. See what I'm saying? It's fun, it's creative, it's different. That's what I want to try on YouTube. I'm not going to call it, I know everyone keeps saying deck. There's no way I can call it a deck. I just can't. I can't. It's going to Chris Perillo's universe. You can call it whatever. But it's going to be that. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm tired. I've been up since 6:45 for a Lego build stream that I didn't realize as early as it was. Oh, and tomorrow's Monday. Fart. But Nibloid, I've been talking about. I'm basically rebooting my YouTube channel to be a 24/7 arcade of sorts, where y'all will be able to participate, kind of like on MakerDeck, but like, you like playing video games, you can do it. Retro stuff, showing off collections, geeking out, nerding out together. And basically, Chris Perillo's universe is not just me, but the connections that it's not just me, but it's the connections that I make. I want to facilitate. It's the people around me that I'm trying to connect with one another. I always wanted to do that, because otherwise my YouTube channel with 300,000 subscribers is just going to stay dead. So I'm like, I'm going to turn it into a 24/7. How do I do that? All right, we'll do this. So I've got a new Discord server that is pinned to the top of the chat, if you haven't already seen it, if you're interested in something like that. Oh, D Frizzell joined up. Cool. Thank you, D Frizzell. I know you'd have fun with this. I knew you'd, like, it's retro. It's like, well, it's not just retro. There's going to be a lot of retro talk, though, because I'm planning that. And a lot of the people I'm reaching out to, specifically for scheduled time, are the retro folk. Have I seen the movie Pixels? In fact, I was invited to opening night of Pixels. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine. I know some people really didn't like it, but like, it was somewhat formulaic. But I got a kick out of it. It didn't bother me. The Emoji Movie I was iffy on, but Pixels I liked. I don't know. It was silly, stupid, fun. I mean, I didn't go into it thinking it was going to be like an Oscar or an award winner, right? Um, but it was good. It was good fun. It was funny, fun. Uh, I did see Sausage Party. Very silly. I enjoyed it, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to watch this again. I'm like, it was. I wanted to watch it once just to see like what's the deal. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's funny, but like, I don't know. I don't know if that's something I could rewatch over and over and over again. But sometimes those movies, it was ridiculous, but sometimes I like ridiculousness. Sometimes you need a little bit of ridiculousness. Uh, uh, Avaline. Yeah, I'm interested in the Mario movie. I can't say I'm excited. I'm not. I mean, I'm not a Mario fan necessarily, but um, I'll probably see it. We'll probably see it in theaters. Hey, cheese bacon. Good to see you. I was thinking I'm getting a little tired, so I was thinking about rating out. I've now talked through the new Discord server. I'll keep talking. I'm gonna have to keep talking about it, if only because it's new and I have to make people aware that it exists and why it exists and what I'm wanting to do with YouTube. So expect that again. Especially as changes come together and maybe some live experimentation again. But all the details are coming together. Expect more updates posted to Discord. I'll start posting information elsewhere as the week begins. We'll see. We shall see. We shall see. Wow. Like what happened to everybody? Everybody used to stream. No one. I'm looking around. We raided Suspicious Tumble last night. Guess we can raid into Maker. We haven't raided into Maker Deck forever, unless anybody else has got any other recommendations. Oh, someone's playing Lego's Builder's Journey. Silver Dreamer. Oh, there's Jang. No worries, Breaking Oz. Thank you again for being here. Thanks again for your support in whatever ways you could give it. I've not heard of this guy. He's a Lego streamer. He's playing a game. Unless anybody else has any other recommendations. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Afix. I totally missed your joining and following. I apologize. Thank you, Afix, for following. Oops. There's an Aussie chick playing KOTOR. All right, we can do that. We can do a Star Wars. KOTOR me. See, KOTOR's another game people can play. I'm like, you can just think of I mean, all the possibilities, right? Especially like on a coordinated Star Wars night when I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order. Because I will be playing Jedi Fallen Order. Temptress said hi and got hit with the Senate. Oh God, I'm sorry, Cheese Bacon. Sorry. Neverwinter Nights could work. Neverwinter Nights 2 could work. Oh, you jumped in the Discord? Okay. Well, hopefully reading the Discord will give you an understanding of what it is the Discord's there for. It's there to support this new 24/7 YouTube channel endeavor and in coordinating participation. Let me load up her Twitch. Thank you for the recommendation. Doing such a thing for the sake of a just plays Although she's a She's a big streamer, a bigger one, but she's playing KOTOR. So I wonder. Let's see. What's her usual? She's a Star Wars fan. Can't tell. Well, between the two, I feel like the one who would need more of us would be a smaller streamer tonight. I'm sure I'll understand more as I hang out. Yeah, she's baking. That's hopefully the as it goes, you'll understand it more. Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna be rating a shoe stream. Hey, more power to you. You want to do a shoe stream? Knock yourself out. But I am not necessarily interested. We're gonna raid into looks like a brick builder, Silver Dreamer. Be fun. Give him a good old Tuscan raid. You feel free to use the maker deck emotes if you have them, and the Tuscan raid. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for asking questions. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have for everybody if I come back tomorrow. I haven't, like I said, I'm not sure I can do Twitch every day, but as I'm putting these plans together, I feel it's kind of important to keep y'all in the loop. So I love you. I appreciate you. And at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the force be with you always. See you next time, or certainly on Discord in between, where I'll be updating everybody with plans. Here we go. Tuscan rating in 3, 2, 1. Ow. All right, done. And end requests. All right, ending requests. All right.
Oh.
No, that's not what I want. Where's the? There we go. Silver Dreamer.
Gosh, my GIF is freaking out right now.
Freaking.
Oh my gosh, I'm dropping all the frames right now. What is happening?
Dropping all the frames.
Hello. Oh my goodness. 33 people you're bringing in? Chris? Hello? All the hype right now. Oh my gosh, Chris, thank you for the raid. Are you kidding me? Hi. Welcome one and all. My name is Silver Dreamer, also known as Silver, also known as Will, also known as whatever you end up calling out for me in chat. Because I try to stay up